Hi, my name is Kristin Constable, and I'm a leadership and business coach to values-driven entrepreneurs and the founder of the Winning Academy. And today I want to talk to you about a topic that I'm pretty passionate about because I have been in the student shoes around this for the last 4 years. Now, the topic is how to thrive as an entrepreneur. Now, let me give you a little bit of backstory. So about 4 years ago, I left my corporate job where I was training and coaching and leading hundreds of leaders in organizations. And I left that job to pursue entrepreneurship to be able to do the same thing, but for entrepreneurs and people outside of the corporate audience. Now, what I found in that first year of business was, the usual kind of roller coaster ride that comes along with entrepreneurship, the highs and the lows. And I also found out that I was the worst boss that I ever had. I was a slave driver, and I didn't give myself an opportunity to thrive long term, and I ended up in this survival mode that really wasn't helpful for the long haul. So it was short-term thinking, short-term results, but really if I was looking at how do I thrive, how do I bring a thriving, values-driven business to the world and create the impact I wanted to create, it wasn't about how I was going about it. So between my own experience and having over 10 years working with hundreds of different leaders, I got into a collaboration with a great friend and colleague of mine, Urszula, who is also a coach, and we went on this mission to establish and look at what are the key areas between those leaders and entrepreneurs that we get to work with that are thriving versus those that are just surviving. And we came up with some pretty cool insights that I'd like to share with you today. So we've categorized these key insights that we came up with into 5 core areas. Now, before we go into those 5 core areas, I just want to get a little bit of interaction from you guys. So if you're interested in learning about how to thrive as an entrepreneur, just write in the comments below, I want to thrive. That would be great. Also, if you know anyone else who would like to see this video or you think would get some good benefit out of it, please do share it with them. And while you're on the Winning Academy YouTube channel, don't forget to subscribe. Okay. So let's jump into those 5 core elements that are required for thriving as an entrepreneur. So the first one, Urszula and I are calling this current way of being. Now, at the end of the day, the current way of being is really around having awareness around your current state, where you're currently at. And what I mean by this is that you have an acute awareness for what your current thinking patterns are, behavioral patterns, how you currently interact with the world. It's kind of like removing the black screen and exposing the system, seeing kind of behind the veil. And when you do that, you get to see the inner workings of what makes you survive versus just thrive. And you can start to see that there might be some patterns of thinking, behaving, and working with the world that's no longer serving you. It may have and likely did at some point, but it no longer is anymore. Those individuals that are thriving are currently in this work where they're currently looking at where is their current way holding them back, and they're consciously choosing to activate a new way. So that's the key area number 1, current way, which is all around awareness. Now, the second area we're calling time. If you're gonna thrive, you need to have a relationship with time where you are in the driver's seat. Now, how do you get into the driver's seat when it comes to time? One is around being really clear around what gets your precious time and energy resources, so you can laser beam focus in on the things that matter to you most and just get all of the distraction out of the way. Now, in a world where there's so much information, where there's so many competing priorities, yes, business owners, I'm talking to you, this is a skill that is so important and easily honed if you pay attention to it. But creating a relationship with time where you're in the driver's seat, where you own time, is one of the most important things you can do for yourself to help you thrive as an individual. Okay, so now let's talk about key area number 3. your foundation. So the foundation is around those foundational elements in your life. It is food, water, movement, and sleep. Sounds simple enough, right? But if you were to actually look at those 4 foundational elements in your life, would you say that they are thriving, surviving, or not even surviving? So what my experience is most of us know what we need to do when it comes to those 4 elements in order to thrive, but stuff gets in the way. So in order to thrive, those 4 key elements need to become a priority. And it's super basic and super simple, is you are the vehicle to do the work that you need to do in the world. If you're not thriving on a body, mind, and spirit level, there is no way that you're going to be able to show up in your fullest power and do the level and quality and have the impact in your work that you're capable of having. Key element number 4 is all around what we call spiritual DNA. So this one's really fun, and it's one that I love being in practice around myself, because it's not kind of a check mark kind of deal where you do it once and you're like, I'm done. It's an ongoing evolution. What spiritual DNA is all about at its most basic level is really understanding who you are in this world, who you are, what's important to you, and accepting and loving all of yourself in your wholeness. So this is what, as entrepreneurs, allows us to show up powerfully as the full expression of ourselves. So we don't check parts of ourselves at the door as we, take on different elements in our business or our life. We see ourselves as a whole and integrated person that is powerful and perfect just the way you are. So that's key element number 4. Now the 5th area is all around activation. So it's around activating your bigger purpose in the world. So this is kind of like top of the pyramid stuff when it comes to Abraham Maslow's hierarchy of needs. That top element on the pyramid is all around self-actualization, which really means living a life of meaning and purpose. Now, what we've found is that those people that are thriving are connected deeply and meaningfully to their purpose, to the type of work that they want to do in the world. And not only are they connected to that, they're activating that through their actions. So it's not just enough to kind of know what your purpose is, what you want to be doing, but it's a whole nother thing when you're actually activating that through your business, through your relationships, through your community, in whatever ways it shows up for you, but it moves beyond a thought into action. So those are the 5 key areas that we've been able to identify after working with hundreds of people that really moves you into that thriving area as opposed to that surviving area. And Urszula and I are super passionate about this, and we know that the world needs leaders who are thriving now more than ever. And as entrepreneurs and leaders, you have a platform to be able to impact your world in such a meaningful way. So because Urszula and I are so passionate about the impact that this work, these 5 elements, can have on entrepreneurs and leaders, we've joined forces to create a 5-week online immersion course called Takeoff. This 5-week online immersion course is for entrepreneurs and leaders who want to have big impact in the world through their work, but want to thrive at the same time. Now, if you want to find out more about that course, be sure to sign up to the Takeoff newsletter in the link below this video. And in there, we're going to be sharing some more information about the program, but also some more tips and resources and tools to support you in your journey towards thriving. Because when you thrive, your business can thrive and you can have the impact on the world that you know that you're here to have. Thank you so much, and see you next time.